A major decision out of Washington that affects the way Americans use the internet. The Federal Communications Commission has ruled that internet service providers can be regulated just like telephone companies. It's a concept known as net neutrality. That means providers cannot slow or block certain web traffic or create faster or slower lanes. Opponents say that gives the government too much power.
So today, we tear down barriers that prevent them from expanding their broadband service and offering more consumers more competitive choice.
In taking this step, the FCC usurps fundamental aspects of state sovereignty, and it disrupts the balance of power between the federal government and state governments that lies at the core of our constitutional system of government.
So, what does that decision mean to global businesses and consumers? Jessica Stone explains.
For 30 years, the U.S. infrastructure which powers the internet has grown separately from the services which use it. And content providers which use the internet speed don't pay more depending on how much bandwidth they use.
To choose whether or not to build broadband networks.
Thursday, a narrow majority of the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, voted to keep it that way, deciding to regulate the internet just like cable or telephone companies. That means internet service providers, or ISPs, can't slow or block web traffic or create paid fast lanes on the internet. Former FCC technologist and Carnegie Mellon University professor David Farber, reached by Skype, says the free video call we reached him on could cost more under these new rules.
So I think it's likely that some country will try to say, well, look, that's a telephone call. We're going to charge for termination of a Skype call and any connection charges with that.
But advocates for internet startups and technology entrepreneurs say most internet innovation, from Skype to streaming video, is directly because internet providers can't charge them extra.
If we didn't have net neutrality provisions, the next Skype might not ever come to fruition, and you might not have that robust competition that's created these great services that are low cost.
Farber and other opponents worry that Thursday's FCC decision is an example of government overreach that would encourage governments of other nations and multinational institutions to regulate as well.
That would make a lot of people unhappy, including, I think, most U.S. citizens and most citizens of many countries.
Net neutrality really is about preventing anyone from controlling what you see on the internet, whether it's a corporate interest or whether it's a government. So there's really no reason to believe that our blocking companies from abusing their gatekeeper power would somehow embolden foreign governments to do the same.
The regulations will become effective in the next few months, but this is far from being a done deal. The decision is still expected to face court challenges, especially from internet service providers. Jessica Stone, CCTV, Washington.